Welcome to this instructional video on debt and paying it down, in particular using the Debt Demolisher app in order to help understand your credit card debt and other debt, and in particular how to pay it down, how to understand the pay down process and what it looks like and how fast can I get out of debt and that kind of thing. By the way, that's the icon for the app. I'm Biff. Nice to meet you. And as Biff, the average American, age 40 to 49, I have $7,600 of credit card debt. So we'll use this as an example for our little demo here. $7,600 of credit card debt. Now here's the really bad thing. At an average interest rate, this is current for August 2023 according to Forbes.com, the average interest rate 27.99%. That hurts. Because if you owe $7,600 at 27.99%, you want to know how much you're paying on interest every single month? That comes out to $177.27 on interest every month. Now that is a bummer. I mean, think about this. That's money that just disappears. It's gone. You might as well not even put it in your paycheck because it has to go straight to the credit card companies just so that you can keep owing them $76. Put it that way. You give them $177, that means you can keep owing them $7,600. If you want to pay down the $7,600, you have to come up with something more than $177 in order to start making any progress on this, right? So that's the bummer part of it, and that's a rough spot to be in. The bright side, if you want to call it a bright side, is imagine if you could pay this down. Just buckle down for a little while, make a little sacrifice somewhere, find a way to tighten the budget, something. If this could get paid down, look at all the money that you get. You would that money would be yours again. So that'd be like getting a raise, $177 raise every month if you could somehow just pay that right down. So the question is, how are we going to pay this down? How? There's got to be a way, right? How? So this is where the Debt Demolisher app can help. So actually, let me open up the app right now. So boink, Debt Demolisher, there it is, boink. And when you open it up, you come to this screen that's called Debts. There's a screen that's called Payment Plans. Debts, those are really the two screens. Well, there's a question mark screen. You can read that someday. It's just info on how to use it. Basic instructions. But anyway, the debts. You got to enter the debts. So I'm going to hit this plus sign up here, and I'll just pretend this is all on one credit card. So I'll just say my big credit card. Yeah, that's it. That's the name of the debt. And the balance on this big credit card is $7,600 with an APR of 27.99%. And you see it calculates for us that interest of $177.27. Now I got to put in the minimum payment. Usually the way they do it is they take that interest and they add like $25 to it just to make sure you make some progress on your debt. So I'll just round that up. I'll call that like $205. $205. Zoe? No, not Zoe. $205. How do I make sure it's a 2 here? $205. Not Zoe. Why do you say Zoe? 205. Tell you what. Let me get the keyboard out. Get that out of there. Keyboard. 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 Where's the keyboard? There it is. I need numbers, right? 2. I need another number. Oh. 5. Okay, now we're done. Get the keyboard out of there. Hide it. There, I entered a number, $205. Great. So here I come back. There's my information. My big credit card, $7,600, $27. There's the interest. I'm making a minimum payment of $205 due the 15th. Fine. Let's pay it. So I go to Payment Plans. And at the moment, I don't have any plans. So I'm going to hit the plus sign up here in the upper right and make a plan. My new plan, I'll call this the not much plan. Because it's not much of a plan. My plan is basically, I'll stop using the credit card. That's my plan. And I'll just keep making that same $205 payment every month for as long as it takes to pay it down. Now, that's all I did was name my plan. You see some default numbers showing up for us right away. The final payment says right there, it's going to take until December 2030 at this rate. Wow, that's if I stop using the credit card and keep paying the $205. Wow. So, and then the total interest over here on the right, 10,186. I'll save the plan. I'm not saying that's a great plan. I'm saving it. Let me record that information down here. So right here where it says, what if I just stop using my credit cards and keep making the present minimum payment of $205? So let me write this down here. $205 a month. I'll put that in parentheses. Remember, it was going to take all the way through December of 2030 to pay this debt down, and the total interest over that period would be $10,186.75 of just interest. That's, if I didn't owe this $7,600, if this was like magically paid off right now, that'd be $10,000 in my pocket over the next 7+ years. That's really something. That's really something when you think about that. But I'm calling it the easy way out, not because it's easy. That's not easy. It's not easy on your wallet. It's easy because I guess you don't have to think too hard about it. Here's a better idea. Let's throw a snowball at it. What's that mean? Find a place where you can cut down. I'm thinking, I'm hitting caribou way too much. Every morning, sometimes at lunch, $6 here, $7 there. Maybe I should just make my own coffee and fill a thermos. What do you think? And I calculate I could save $80 a month. So let's go back to the app and let's make a new plan. My new plan, hit the plus sign, is I'm going to call this the Save on Coffee plan. Come on, you. What are you doing? Save on Coffee. Save on Coffee plan. And what that Save on Coffee plan means is that I'm going to have a snowball amount of $80 extra a month. So I enter that $80 right about here. And then boom. Did you see the interest go down like a lot? Did you notice it's only going to take until April 2027? I'm going to save that plan. And in fact, let's go back to our page here and write that down. So if I was paying that, if I was paying that extra $80 a month all this time, you'd save like, what's this, like 3.5 years earlier that you'd have it paid off? 3.5 years earlier? So it's like I could start having coffee again in April 2027. And the total interest in that time would be $4,425.66, which is a lot of money, but compare it to that. From 10,000 to 4,000 roughly. Wow. That's amazing. So that's, and then you could of course play with the numbers. What if I save $100 a month and so on? You could do it that way. Now you could do this on like an Excel spreadsheet or something, but the app is much faster. But more importantly, the app is really good for juggling multiple debts. And let's face it, that's the situation most of us are in. We don't have one credit card. We have multiple credit cards. So let's open this thing back up. I'll leave those two plans there. But let's go back to my debt. I'm going to hit this up-down arrow over here and basically get rid of it. And let's say that my $7,600, it's probably spread out over 4 or 5 credit cards at least. But let's just make it 3 credit cards. I'll hit done here. Okay, let's add one. Let's at least have 3 credit cards just so you can kind of get an idea of how this thing works. Let's say I have I'll call it my Visa 1234. That's one of my credit cards. Date due 15th. Sure, why not? The balance on that one that's only $4,000. And the interest rate on that one, well, that one's got a bad interest rate. That one's got a 33.99%. It always ends in 0.99. Did you ever notice that? But anyway, 33.99. So notice I'm paying $113.30 interest. They're going to add 25 to that. I'm just going to say my minimum payment's about $140 just to use a round number. And I'll save. That's one of my debts. Let's add another one. Hit the plus sign again. Let's call this the MasterCard 9876. Sure. We'll say that one's due on the 17th just to be different. And the balance on this one is, let's say that one's got a $2,500 balance. Hey, it didn't say Zoe. Cool. And the APR on that one is, well, let's put that at the average, 27.99%. So that's 58 something in interest. Add 25. That'd be like, I don't know, let's just call it 85 minimum payment, something like that. Okay, save. 4 or 5, that's 6.5. Okay, so I need another debt. So we'll call this one the, I don't know, call it the disc. What are you doing? Call it the disc 2468. Yeah, that card, the disc 2468. This one's due on the 20. Come on, you. Come on, you. This one's due on the 23rd. The balance on this one is about $1,100. And the interest on this one, this is my good card, 23.99%. So that's got just about $22 of interest, which means my minimum payment should be something like $47. Okay, cool. Boom. So there's my 3 debts. Those add up to the same. They add up to $7,600. Right? Right. Okay, let's go back to my payment plans. Boom. Now, you're going to notice already that the numbers look better. Why does it now say the final payment is December 2027 when it used to be December 2030? And the reason for that is because now that I'm paying 3 credit cards, every single credit card wants $25 more than the interest charge. So instead of having 1 credit card that wants $25 over the interest, I got 3 credit cards that want $25 over the interest. So it's like I'm paying $75 over the interest. It's almost like having a snowball built in. But you can still see the big difference between it's December 2027 for the Not Much plan. It's June 2026 for the Save on Coffee plan. But look how much lower the interest is, $3,800. That's pretty cool. Now, as long as we're looking at this plan, let me, I'm going to hit this arrow here. Yes, I am. I'm going to modify. Let's talk about what the strategy means. See the L? That means pay off the low balances first. This snowball strategy that we're using, usually people say, yeah, just pay off your debts in order, get the low ones done first. And the reason is because psychology. It feels like you're getting somewhere because look, I paid off that card, I paid off that card. H means pay off the highest interest rates first. In other words, ignore the balances, which one's highest, which one's lowest. Just whichever one's got the highest interest rate, pay that one first. Takes a little more discipline, but look at the interest here. So low, it says $38.19 in total interest. High, $34.86. So you can save a little more money by using the H. I'll leave that on H. So it's your choice, you know. And you can play with more plans too. You can play with the snowball amount. Try to save a little bit more. Maybe get a part-time job once a night at the sandwich shop. You know, maybe you could put $200 a month towards whatever. You know, you just say, I'm going to just take a temporary part-time job because I just want to get out of debt so I can get my $175 back every month. You could also, of course, monkey around with somebody might give you a promo APR so you could edit the debt and say, oh man, that's great. They're giving me, you know, I don't know, 10.99% interest for a little while. So I'll just change that and look at how it changes. You know, as things change, as circumstances change, you just come right back into the app, update it, and you can get your new payment plans. And then here's something I didn't show you. See that checkbox? Put a check in it. Come down here on the bottom where it says payment schedule. Boom. This actually shows you. Month 1, you're paying this much here, this much here, this much here. That's the red numbers. You can hide the charges if you want. You can hide the balances if you want. You can hide the payments if you want, but I like to show something. I'm going to show the balances and the payments at least. And the red numbers are showing you how much you're paying down. The black numbers are showing you how much you still owe. And you scroll down. I'm getting to month 20. That one's paid off. Nice green 0. I love the look of that. Month 23, that one's paid off. And then you keep going. And oh, month 28, they're all paid off. Woohoo city. Okay, so it's a fun little app. Yeah, fun little app. Let me come back to this. Was there anything else I wanted to say? Let's see, more scenarios. I guess I was already mentioning more scenarios. Like what if you get a cheaper interest rate for a while? Well, you just go in there and you monkey with your interest rates. Just adjust it. You can get the part-time job at the sandwich shop like I was talking about. Stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool app. It's a useful app. It helps you figure out how much you owe, how much you can save, Look at that. That still amazes me. That's like almost $6,000. Oh my God, $80 a month, $6,000. Wow. Anyway, hope you enjoy. I'm Biff, and this is the Debt Demolisher.